Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Red 5 Reviews. Today's episode is a review for the novelization of Episode 2 in the prequel trilogy, Attack of the Clones. The novelization was written by R.A. Salvatore and based off the screenplay by Jonathan Hales and, of course, George Lucas. This was published back in 2002. Let's do this.
The story takes place 10 years after the events of The Phantom Menace. After an assassination attempt on Senator Padme Amidala, Chancellor Palpatine and the Jedi Council task Obi-Wan Kenobi and his now-grown apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, to protect Padme. After another failed attempt on Padme's life, Kenobi investigates, and his investigation leads to the planet Kamino, and discovers that the assassination is traced to a bounty hunter named Jango Fett, as well as a mysterious figure named Tyrannus. Kenobi also learns of a clone army on Kamino that was secretly commissioned by a long-dead Jedi Master. Meanwhile, as Anakin continues to protect Padme, they both travel to Tatooine to search for Anakin's mother, and along the way, they develop feelings for each other. Just like The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones was pretty expansive. Unfortunately, for the most part, not in a good way. I'll start with what I liked about this book. There were moments where they showed the story from Shmi Skywalker's perspective and her relationship with the Lars family, which I thought was good and made her death feel more impactful. I also enjoyed getting to read new moments between Jango and Boba Fett, and we get little hints about Boba Fett's training from Jango. There was also a harsh battle between Tatooine farmers and the Tusken Raiders, which I enjoyed reading, and the novelization also expanded on the scene between an enraged Anakin and the Tusken Raiders. That scene felt much more brutal than the one in the film, and I appreciated the added level of detail. Now to what I didn't like. The pacing in this book was a bit of a mess. As I read it, I felt that there was way too much focus on moments that didn't feel necessary, and there were a few chapters where I felt the author was going way overboard on the details. This made several chapters feel too drawn out and honestly were a bit of a chore to get through. For example, several chapters gave more added detail about Padme's family. These scenes felt drawn out and I didn't feel like they were all that relevant to the story.
So do I recommend that you pick up and read the novelization to Attack of the Clones? Well, surprisingly, yes, I still do. Now, even though I wasn't a fan of it, I do very much consider it to be an essential read, especially if you want to read through the other Star Wars books. Now, as for my rating, I'm going to give the novelization to Attack of the Clones 3 out of 5 stars. But guys, that's going to do it for today's review. Thank you so much for checking it out. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Be sure to stay tuned for my next review coming next week. But until then, this is Red 5 standing by.